Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a little different from what I normally do on my channel. So obviously by the title of this, you already know it's kind of book related. This is going to be the Pan Those Books intro. So really quickly before I get into the details of the project, I just wanted to mention you will be seeing this look in a couple more videos. This is the third video that I'm going to be filming today, and it's probably the first that will actually be going up, I think. But yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know that you'll be seeing me look like this in a couple more videos. So to get into the details of this project, so to speak, so they called me Lulu, which I will have her linked down below. That's her channel name. She had reached out to me asking if I wanted to do a collab with her and a couple other people that was sort of like a pan those books essentially project, but instead of panning makeup, we're going to be panning books. So I know that might sound a little cheesy, and I know that in like the book, is it booktube, like the booktube community, like YouTube booktube, I don't know, I don't really watch those types of videos, not because I don't like them or anything, I just never really got into it. I mean, for a while I didn't even know that booktube was a thing, and I don't know, I'm always watching panning videos, so like I never really branched out into it, even though it totally seems right up my alley. Anyways, so they called me Lulu, messaged me, and was like, hey, do you want to do this with us? So it is going to be me. So far, I think it's a me, and they call me Lulu, and Faith and Emily. So yet another collab with Emily, of course. So I will leave all of their channels linked down below. I believe Emily has already uploaded hers, and I don't know, I'm going to try to upload this when everyone else uploads, but I don't really know exactly when that will be. But anyways, basically the kind of gist of the project is that every single month we're going to be pulling a book that we either, so I think the way that everyone else is doing it is that they're going to be randomly selecting a book that they already own to read for the month. We'll kind of come back and like talk about how we like it and all of those good things. Talk about like how we like the book and all of that. I think for me, my kind of interest in this is that I love reading, but I never make the time for it, and so this would kind of challenge me to read more. And honestly, I have not read a good book in ages. I did a huge purge declutter a while ago, and I got rid of the majority of my books because they were just ones I knew I would never read again. I think the only ones that I actually ended up keeping were my Harry Potter books, because I know I'm going to read those again for sure. And then I never really bought any books. So other than my Harry Potter books, I own like 2 books that I bought recently that I wanted to start reading, and I haven't yet. But the majority of books that I get that I, try to read are ones that I get from the library. I don't like the idea of books sitting on my shelves, because I feel like if I read them once and I know I'm never going to read them again, there's no point in it just sitting there on a shelf. Like, a book's purpose was to be read, and I just feel like I should give that book another chance to be read by someone else, rather than just sitting on my shelf until, I get around to like, giving it away. So I don't really like to buy books, but I also love to flip through a physical book rather than reading it on. I do have a Kindle, and I will read off my Kindle, but I much prefer an actual book. And I feel like a lot of the times too, it's hard, like I can definitely get books from the library, but it is harder to get books from the library, even though where I live we actually have one of the best library systems in the States, but it still is like, with newer books, like, you're gonna have to put them on hold and wait for them and all of that stuff. So I feel like a lot of times the books that I want to read have to put a hold on them, and then it takes forever to get them, and it's, so I think I want to find some sort of balance where I'm utilizing the library, but also buying some books, keeping ones that I think are good that I would reread, but otherwise kind of passing them along, maybe giving them to a friend, maybe giving them, you know, selling them back to like half-price books or something like that. And another thing, I don't want to buy any of my books from Amazon. I do have a Kindle, but I can get ebooks from the library where I don't have to actually purchase them from Amazon, and I don't want to purchase any physical books from Amazon. There's a couple of like actual brick and mortar bookstores nearby, so I want to give them my business rather than give it to Amazon. Anyways, that's just a little bit about myself and my reading habits or lack thereof, and kind of what I'm interested in and things that I kind of want to do. So for this project specifically, because I don't own a lot of books, I am just going to be randomly selecting a book from my Goodreads to read shelf, and if it is a book that I don't own, which is going to be most of them, I'm either going to buy it from an actual bookstore or check it out from the library, whether that be a physical copy or an ebook. But whatever way I can kind of get my hands on it quickest because of the, you know, wanting to get it done in a month. And I'm a fast reader if I give myself the chance to read, but a lot of the times I don't give myself the time to read, so I end up being really slow at reading. So we'll see. If I do finish a book, it's kind of like a book club, but basically we're all going to be reading different books, and I think it's going to be a great way for me to kind of see what maybe are some other books that I might want to read, and maybe branch out a little bit from like kind of, I really want to get unstuck from reading all of the like young adult series. I really want to move into like regular fantasy, I guess. Stepping back for a minute, so I have a month to read one book. If it's a book that I get through really, really quickly, I'll just pick whatever book I want to read next, and I will let you guys know how many I read. Another thing that I really like to do with this project is give you guys like a rating of each book, and I will also be rating and reviewing each book on Goodreads. So I will leave my Goodreads linked down below for you guys if you want to add me on there. I would love to add you guys, and so I can kind of see what everyone's reading and all of that, and I'll keep you guys updated on like my page count and all of that on Goodreads. I can kind of give a more detailed review of a book that way, but I will also come on here for each like update, basically tell you guys, you know, about the book that I chose last time, what I thought of it, you know, things that I didn't like about it, things that I did like about it, and I will do my best not to include any spoilers because those are no fun. So really quickly, so I have my to reads book shelf like list of all the ones that I want to read. I'm going to randomize a number to pull one of those books, and if it is a book that is in a series and I haven't read the books like previous in that series, so say it's a trilogy or something, if I pull like the third book but I haven't read the first book, I'll just pick the first book and read that. If say I've read the first book but not the second one, but I pull the third one, then I would read the second one, if that makes sense. Let's go ahead and get the show on the road. Alright, so I have 244 books in my to read shelf on Goodreads. I have some in here that I added like when I first, I think, started my Goodreads. I'm a little nervous about those ones because I'm like, I don't remember adding this. I think some of them I just kind of added just because I was like, I don't know, guess I'll read it. So, alright, I'm opening my Pretty Random app, and we're going to go from 1 to 244. Okay, I got 60. Let's go ahead and see what 60 is. I'm not super excited to read this. So the book is Everything Here is Beautiful, and it is by Mira T. Lee. I think I added this because I was trying to find some books that were like outside of the young adult fiction fantasy world. I'll read you the little blurb, I guess, because why not? So here we go. Two Chinese American sisters, Miranda, the older responsible one, always her younger sister's protector, Lucia, I think I'm saying that right, Lucia? I don't know. I'm gonna go with Lucia. Lucia, the headstrong, unpredictable one, whose impulses are huge and often life-changing. When Lucia starts hearing voices, it is Miranda who must find a way to reach her sister. Lucia impetuously... This is like taking me back to school where I had to read to the class, you know. Anyway, Lucia impetuously plows ahead, but the bitter constant is that she is, in fact, mentally ill. Lucia lives life on a grand scale until, inevitably, she crashes to Earth. Miranda leaves her own self-contained life in Switzerland to rescue her again, but only Lucia can decide whether she wants to be saved. The bonds of sisterly devotion stretch across oceans, but what does it take to break them? Everything Here is Beautiful is, at its heart, an immigrant story and a young woman's quest to find fulfillment in a life unconstrained by her illness. But it's also an unforgettable, gut-wrenching story of the sacrifices we make to truly love someone, and when loyalty to oneself must prevail over all. Not my typical thing that I gravitate towards, but I think that's why I added this as something that I wanted to read, was because it was something I wouldn't try necessarily. So I'm excited to see how it goes. I also don't really love reading books that aren't part of a series, because I'd much rather have a series that I can kind of binge read, you know, and really get into. And this is definitely this is just like a standalone novel. So anyways, I'm gonna be doing my best to get this book from the library. I don't think it's gonna be one that I would necessarily want to read again. Maybe I'll surprise myself though. Gotta keep an open mind. So let me know in the comments down below if you've read this book. Let me know what you thought about it, but no spoilers. There'll be no spoilers on my channel. Okay, not okay with spoilers. People try to tell me what happens in TV shows and I'm like, I will murder you. Just kidding, but I get heated. Anyways, going back to the original point, let me know, if you liked this book or not, if you've read it before, or if it's something that maybe it's a book that you've wanted to read. Feel free to read with me. We can read it together and discuss it in the next update. So, yep. Don't forget to follow me on Goodreads. That's pretty much it, I guess. Make sure you check out everyone else in this project. You can check out what they are going to be reading for this month, and I'm super excited to kind of see how this goes. I want to read a lot more than I have been, so I'm really excited for this project. Anyways, other than that, let me know if there's any things that you specifically like about other people's to be read series that they do. I'm not really familiar with this type of YouTube videos, so let me know if there's things that other people do that you would like me to see, that you would like for me to incorporate into my videos. Other than that, I am looking forward to sharing what I think about this book when I finish it. So I will be back in a month to let you know. But yeah, until then, I will see you all in my next video. Bye.